Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame and Cinnamon Sugar. Yes, I took my hair down. I literally just braided it back up again. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like I braid my hair just to braid it up like this. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm trying to think of if I'm going to do something else for my birthday. I have no idea. I might keep it like this, but try to do something. I don't know. It's like I want to do single ease twist, but my wrists... Child, my wrist be about to be crip walking. Ooh, child, I've seen my wrist seize up in some more. I can't, like, it just, the Charlie horse level of pain that be happening in my wrists. It just, woo, I can do them, but I just, Anyway, y'all, that's not why we here. Let me go ahead and get into this what a day post, what a week, whatever you want to say, because this might be part one. And then I'll come back after I'm finally off on Sunday and tell y'all what done went down some more. So this has been a week. I'm so tired of my spirit. For the last 2 weeks, I've been the breaker upstairs. Okay, y'all know I hate being the breaker. I have announced that from the mountaintops, I don't know how many times, because I really despise being the breaker for real. You got to do the absolute most. And they expect you to be able to break out everybody in all departments. The way they think you're going to do it is you're going to break out 3 whole departments. How am I breaking out 6 people, not including myself? So essentially 7 people I'm supposed to break out over the course of 8 hours. If I'm working 8 hours. And then if I got to stay over, if I'm not the person crewed over to be a breaker again, at least 8 hours, I got to break y'all out. We have mandatory amounts of time that we have to clock out for our lunch break, right? I'm just like, I don't understand. So in my department, when I came in, we were told that we typically break each other out. So we don't have to worry about the breaker. The only time a breaker is needed over there is when only one person is over there, because only like 30% of that department is operational. So that means only one person really needs to be over there to man those situations. And obviously when they need to take a break, somebody need to be over there to take over. Cool. All right. I've just been lucky enough to never be the breaker when that has happened. Because I don't understand why they feel like you're going to be able to break everybody and their mama out. I just don't understand. One person's supposed to break everybody out. I don't have time for it. So anyway, even though I'm the breaker, I've been thugging it out. I've been setting it off. I've been breaking 2 people out at a time and demanding departments that be doing the most. Like, y'all don't understand the things that I've been having to do. I'm surprised my hand is not in a sling, in a cast, all of these things, because I be doing the absolute most. And then some. People really be looking at me from afar, and they barely can handle what they got going on where they at. And I'm just like, you need to mind your business over there, because I'm handling my business over here. And breaking these folks out. I'm breaking 2 people out at the same time, when everything in the world going on, and I'm still able to keep up. The people ain't got to get on the radio and tell me that I need to do anything, because I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to do and then some. So anyway, today I almost wanted to walk up out of there. Every time I came to break out this one particular person, he just didn't do nothing that he was supposed to do. Like, it's certain things that's supposed to be done before I get to you to start breaking you out. I done already told you what time I'm coming to break you out, so you already are prepared. You already know. Even if you lose track of time, it's certain things you're supposed to do throughout the day. And he hadn't done none of it. Every time I came over there, it was less and less done. And I'm just like, you not finna work the mule out of me. That's why I don't like being the breaker. Some of these people really feel as though if you're the breaker, that it's your job for the mule to be worked out of you. No, no, no. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here to do your job for you all day. Some of them really will sit there and not do nothing. And I had to get to a point today, I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, I was going above and beyond, doing the most. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You're not finna kill me up in here. And you're not finna tear my hand all the way down to the ground to where it's not going to be working anymore. You're not finna hurt me. So I was just like, yeah, I ain't got time. Y'all, when I tell y'all I was over, I really stood, like, it had got so bad at one point in time, it was over halfway through the shift. And I stood there. I said, you know what? I ain't never done this before. But I'm so tempted to go down there and tell these people I'm going for the day. I don't care. It was just, y'all don't, it's too much. Like, I don't usually volunteer to leave work early. 99% of the time, I do not volunteer to leave work early. But that's how sick and tired I was today. Because this person had done nothing all day. And I'm like, and then like he'll go on break. And then the people downstairs will be calling for stuff. And I'm looking at them like I got to the point, like, depending on how things going, I will turn my radio all the way off. I will turn it off. I don't care nothing about what y'all talking about. Y'all not finna think I'm finna move like a cheetah or something all of a sudden because this person hadn't done what they supposed to do. And you think I'm finna set it off? No, you ain't come up here and had them and set it off on them. I'm not finna do it. You gonna get what you gonna get out of me. Anyway, y'all, so I don't know what he owned, but he over there again today. My partner came up to me today. We congregate for some reason at the little area where our schedules are posted for the week. They got him and his cousin for like the next 2 days straight assigned to have to come in. It's mandatory for them to have to come in early. So they are pulling 12s. Unless they call out, put in a day, all this other stuff, right? So I'm telling him about how old boy been acting a fool all day. And so he was like, I mean, you could always switch. I was like, with who? He was like, with me. I'm tired of being back there. He hates the new department. I'm like, why? I would rather deal with the foolishness back there that happens from time to time than the foolishness upstairs. And so I'm like, I don't understand why you don't like it back there. Like, he hates it for real. And so I'm going to see today if he'll trade with me because I'm tired. His cousin is supposed to be in our department. This is so funny, y'all. Okay, wait a minute. Let me tell y'all. So within the next, I guess, by the end of this month, so they say, they're supposed to be calling us individually on the phone and then having us in-house to talk to us and ask us where we want our home departments to be instead of what they did when we first got there, which was assign home departments. I love my home department. If I'm going to be up there, that's where I want to be. So the way they got it now is you're going to have to be able to put in where you want to be and say, okay, I want to be in the new department or my department. That's one place. Or you want to be in the side heifer's current department or the most hated department. You only have those two options, right? Well, the side heifer, she'll sit up there and sign the book talking about she want to volunteer to work, and she'll just put my department only. And I'm like, heifer, if you don't get out of here, get out of here. I ain't even been in my own department. I was in my department for 4 hours one day, and that was it over the last 2 weeks. Like, girl, go to your raggedy department. Y'all, I can't stand her department, and I cannot stand the most hated department because we'll go to the meeting. They'll say one thing in the meeting. Then they'll call you on the radio and say something else. And then by the time you're in the middle of doing what they just changed their mind and said, this is what the situation is, it done changed to something else within the next 10 minutes. I can't stand being over there. Oh, the communication is trash. That's why I like my department. Like, the communication is what it need to be. Even with the new department, the communication is what it need to be. So I'm just like, I don't have time. I just don't. But I really feel like when they start allowing us to do that, because she has seniority over me, she gonna put my department. I know her cousin gonna put my department because we don't want to be, don't none of us want to be over there. The other heifer, she don't even be at work. She work weekends, but I know she gonna put my department / the new department. But then, so that means I'm gonna be, wait a minute. See, I don't know what the other dude gonna do because he got there right before me, like a month before me. So really, it's 4 or 5 people above me. Then I can put in what I want, right? So I'm gonna definitely put my department if it's still available. Like, I don't know. Only thing that's going, well, I know he don't like my department. So he might actually go ahead and put his department, which is the side heifer's department. So again, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know how many spots are going to be available, but I want to be in my home department where I've been, and I want that to stay my home department. The way they say it's going to go is from now on, whether you end up upgrading or leaving this job altogether, whoever come in behind you, they're going to have to agree that this is going to be their home department. And, you know, it just is what it is. Oh, I just messed that up. How did I do that? No. Y'all, okay. Ladies. So, this particular color weave, like, I like the ends. I like this particular color. But for some reason, anytime I try to find this particular one somewhere, I can't never find it. the braiding hair. So I have to go in the store, and even online, they only have, for some reason, that particular brand. Y'all, look at this. I should be able to get it out, but it bleeds right here. And I'm scared to wash it. Like, for real, wash it. Because I don't know if it's going to do anything to the hair color. Because I still want the hair color at the bottom to be dark. I don't know. But I'm going to have to wash that. That makes me so mad. Dang it. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. That just threw me off. So anyway, I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to go. It's supposed to start the end of this month, beginning of next month. I'm just so sick and tired of them. I just want to be in the new department. They need to hurry up and let me know I got this job, because I interviewed extremely well. Like, they were like pleased with all of my answers, like the whole time. Like, you know how some people have to follow up because they feel like they didn't fully understand what you meant or none of that? Like, I could tell that they were living for everything that I told them. And I was being 100% honest with everything I told them. So I'm like, run me that job. I was supposed to get that job anyway. That heifer found out that she got that job like almost a month ago. I still don't have an answer on nothing. And I'm just like, come on now. That's not fair to me. Y'all leaving everything up in the air. And I'm over here looking crazy. Like, come on now. Other people already got their stuff. And I'm like, child. So anyway, I'm trying not to be about it, but I'm side-eyeing because I'm like, come on now, y'all pushing meetings back. Why I gotta keep trying to hunt y'all down about something when y'all act like y'all need people? And for the longest, y'all kept hounding me about it, like, hey, won't you work back here? Hey, we really would love for you to be back here. Hey, every time I look up. So now I'm finally on board and I got comfortable with y'all, and y'all over here dragging y'all feet on like that. So anyway, I just hate being a breaker. So anyway, y'all, where else can I go? Oh, so Sunday, I'm looking and I'm like, why am I even needed? Y'all, they pick and choose when they need 3 people in a department. So in my department, ever since I first got there, there's a certain thing that we do for like a couple of days, and it's very demanding. And you really do need 3 people. And before I got there, like years before I got there, they used to have 3 people per department. And so it would make sense for them to have 3 people. And I'm like, okay, but we used to have to thug it out. But now every single time I get drafted on a day I'm not supposed to be there, like on one of my days off, it's because they got that situation going on. So they got me, the side heifer, and her cousin in my department on Sunday. And I volunteered for 4 hours because I wanted to have Monday off. Now they got me drafted to work the whole shift. Everybody pretty much is going to be coming in early. So hopefully everybody will come in on the following shift, because if they don't, I'm going to be getting hit. I'll be getting hit because everybody else already worked at 12, essentially. And I'm just like, that's what I hate. I'm just like, I'm at the bottom of the rotation list and still be getting hit. And I'm like, this is my day. This supposed to be my day off. My friend already to set it off because she ain't been able to spend no time with me. I already barely getting sleep. I already be barely getting sleep because of the stupidity that's happened above me. Yes, of course you would run by because I'm talking about you right now. I know y'all hear that. I know y'all hear that. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. Like, I don't be wanting nobody to think I'm lying. Like, they really be doing the absolute most up in here. So anyway, like, so much stupidity be going on. I can't even spend time with my friends because I got to choose between hoping to be able to drift off and get some sleep and going to work. And, you know, all of that. It just be too much. So anyway, I got to figure out how we going to spend time together. So anyway, y'all, work has been very infuriating this week. Last week wasn't that bad, but this morning almost took me through. Like, I really stood there and was like, you know what? I'm ready to walk up out of here. Like, I really said that out loud. Like, I really was like, I'm ready to walk up out of here. I think that the person who was over there with me before I broke him out saw the frustration, and he came and helped me do something, because it was like 3 things happening as soon as that man walked off to go to break. And it was already chaos long before I got over there. And I'm like, man, I ain't got time. I'm hopeful that my partner is still going to hold to his word so I can go back there and be in the new department and do nothing or whatever today, because I need a break. Like, I really need a break for real. It's been 2 whole weeks. I'm sick and tired. So I'm going to end this by telling y'all about a situation that's been going on, y'all. So I remember I told y'all about a dude who he basically is T-Pain, except he doesn't have locks. Yeah, I'm talking about they sound the same, all that. I think they really might be the same age and everything. Same color, all of that. So anyway, to make a long story short, he going all the way through and he is getting divorced from his wife. Now, I know y'all probably like, girl, especially the y'all who've been here. Y'all probably like, girl, ain't they all getting divorced? Because at this point, I don't even know if old boy is divorced. Speaking of, before I continue on with that, tell me why. Was it this morning? This morning, okay, since I'm the breaker, I said, I'm not going to that meeting. And, you know, there are days that I know I can get away with not going to the meeting because I pretty much just go and show my face if I'm the breaker. Because they have it where they'll give you half of a point if you don't go. And I'm like, I don't need to be there. I already know what's expected from me. Like, nothing's going on major. So I know exactly what's expected of me. It's on the schedule. So, yeah. Y'all, I'm minding my business. I'm standing there, like, doing something right. I'm not even on the floor yet. And he walked by. I saw him out the corner of my eye. I ain't even look at him. I said, I know it's him. I was like, please don't say nothing to me. And he didn't. He went on past me and he spoke to somebody else. I was like, good. Continue to have that same energy because I don't have time for you. No more, never. I'm so sick and tired of inconsistent men. I don't have time for it. Like, I really was about to start trying to let my walls down. I really thought that you were going to show me something different. But of course not. So anyway, so now back to what I was telling y'all about. So, oh boy, going through. Like, he really finna get divorced from his wife. Like, he done said it all. So, he was like, hey, how you doing? I think I told y'all this part. He was like, hey, how was your holiday? I told him, oh, it was amazing. I went home, da-da-da-da. Like, I lit up like a Christmas tree. Telling him about when I went home for Christmas. So, he telling me. So, I'm like, oh, so what, you know, how was yours? I'm thinking he gonna tell me it was amazing. All of that. Spent some time with his wife, kids, all this other stuff. He was like, well, it was terrible. I was like, what? I'm thinking he joking. He was like, no, it was terrible. I guess because he lives at the house, he was kind of forced to be there or something. I don't know. He had to be around her. He told me that his wife is unrecognizable to him now. Like, he doesn't even recognize her anymore. He hasn't gone into depth as to what is going on. I have no idea, y'all. But I feel like eventually he is going to tell me. So, he's getting divorced. He is getting his name taken off of the deed at the house that they share. He is in the process of looking for somewhere else to live because he said he can't even be around her no more. Like, he just can't. Tell me why. I saw him Thursday, right? There's a specific reason I even know that. Like, it's certain things that happen at work on Thursdays. That's the reason why I know. So, Thursday, I went in the cafeteria because, like, we have these big windows. And so, I can typically, like, start my car from right there instead of having to go out in the cold and, like, stand and then do it or whatever. So, I started my car. And so, because I'm on my last break. So, I'm like, I want my car to be warmed up by the time I get outside. Everything to be thawed out. If there's something on the car, whatever, I definitely want to be warmed up at least. So I hear something, but I'm listening to music. So I'm like, why I feel like somebody said my name. So I looked around the room, but I guess I looked too fast. So then I walked off. I was like, I don't recognize nobody in here. Okay. So then something told me, go back in there. I went back in there. I was like, I really felt like old boy said something. But I'm like, I don't know if he's here or not. Because I said, I'm not going to go look at the schedule. Let me just go back in here. Because nobody came out. Went back in there. And like, I really like slow walked. And I like looked. And I was like, that was him. It had to have been him. Because normally he'll be like, Blenda! Like, he'll be like really loud and say my name. So it was him. So at the time he was talking to somebody else. So I stood there and I looked at it for a while, wondering like if he would see me and then, you know, like feel me looking at him. But he was really in his conversation. And so I was like, okay. So I said, I guess I catch him when I'm clocking out if it's at all possible to do. So I left out. So I guess he saw me leave back out. And so he came out and then he said something. He said, gotta clear my throat. Like he just, he's so ignorant. Like, he be doing crazy stuff like I be doing. So I was like, I turned around, looked at him like it was a lot of people standing outside too. And they were looking like, what is wrong with him? And so he was like, yeah, I called you. You ain't say nothing. I was like, I just came back in there trying to figure out if somebody said something to me. And so I explained to him what the situation was, right? He was like, yeah. So then he rolled up and he was like, yeah, man. So, yeah, you know, I've been going through it. I told you that I've been going through it. So then tell me why. He was like, you know, I'm married, right? I was like, yeah. I wanted to say to myself, why are you saying it so low? I guess he didn't want everybody in his business in that moment. So he was like, you know, I'm married, right? And I'm like, yeah. Like, why are you saying it like that? So he was like, you know, I told you I've been going through a lot with my wife. So I ended up, you know, having a moment on Wednesday. I ended up going to the hospital. I said, what? I was like, what you talking about? He was like, man, I was just going through it. It was just so bad. I just ended up having to go to the hospital. So I was like, was anybody there? I was like, why didn't you say nothing? Why didn't you reach out to me? Because we shared our social media with one another now. And so, like, I'll reach out to him. Like, y'all, when I tell y'all, I kind of see myself when I was, like, suicidal. That's the side I'm seeing from him. And once I started seeing that, like, really, really seeing it, because at first I thought he was just tired. So then once he revealed to me what was going on in his life, I was like, oh, that's making sense now. It's really making sense. So y'all hear that? When somebody really is taking something and like scrubbing it across the floor. Get out of here. So anyway, I know y'all hear that foolishness. So anyway, so I'm seeing that and I'm like, no, I don't want to sit up here and then one day I come to work. Then they had this big old picture. As soon as you walk in the door's open and you see this big picture of him, talking about in remembrance of him. Don't nobody. I was just like, nah, let me just not even do that. So I started reaching out to him on social media. So when I initially started reaching out to him, he didn't say nothing. So then I ended up coincidentally seeing him the next day, and I hadn't seen him in I don't know how long by that time. So I jokingly was like, hey, yeah, I just want to say that I feel like you acting funny and all this other stuff. He was like, what you mean? I think I told y'all about that before. So that's how everything started, with us being able to now reach out to one another on social media. So when he told me that, the most recent thing about him being admitted to the hospital, because when we were like in each other's face, I was like, now, you know, like, what in the world? I was like, what you mean? I was like, now, had I been awake or whatever, like, if you would have reached out to me, you know I would have came. He was like, yeah, I know you would have came. I was just there by myself. I think he said he told his sister, and he told his sister not to come because the sister was going to come and all this other stuff, come and, you know, be with him at the hospital. He told me he just didn't want to be there, and he said that the doctors told him that he needed to, you know, calm down, get some rest and all this other stuff. And so I was just like, oh my gosh, like, it's too much. Like, you are really stressing yourself out. Like, I want to know what's going on. I can't wait until he feels comfortable enough and he is strong enough to finally tell me all of the details, because I'm not finna sit up here and have no hospital bill behind you. Child. I done been through it, but I'm not finna do all. It's too much. So I ended up messaging him, and I was basically like, now, you know, you could have let me know, because had I been awake, you know, I would have rolled up, because I said that to him in his face. I was like, now, you know good and well I would have rolled up. He was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. So I messaged him, and I was like, don't you ever do that again. You over here getting a hospital bill. You could have had, like, I could have gave you a hug. You know what I'm saying? That would have helped calm the stress down. I have friends who hate hugs, but because they have been exposed to me, a hug lover, they will initiate a hug now. Because it really is like stress relieving. It really is, you know, a lot of people don't understand how awesome that it really can be. It can calm you down. Even if my ex don't want to admit it, because he felt kind of like he was not really outed, but that's the only word I could think of. I told y'all about this before. So when I first moved to North Carolina to be with my ex, he and I went over to his mother's place. And so we were talking. And so he was like getting like really like, ooh, like with his mama. And so like, I out of, you know, just normal, me being me, I just kind of calmed him down. Didn't say nothing to him. Like, I just did what I did, right? His mama noticed it and called it out. And then after that, it's like now he wanted to become so self-aware so that he would just now just be like, I'm going to still turn up. I'm going to still have an attitude. I'm going to still do this when there's no reason for that. I know that I can calm you down without having to go there with you. I can do nonverbal. I can do all these things, right? Because I believe that it's something that I can do. And so I've been able to achieve it with everybody that I've been able to like come in contact with like that, especially when they were like really, really upset. And so like his whole demeanor changed within that moment. And his mama noticed and was like, dang, you good for him. Like, he didn't want to hear that, but go off though. So anyway, you know, that's why I said to him, like, you could have had a hug. Like, I would have gave you a long hug, whatever. Because when I tell y'all, I've already told y'all before, when my grandmama passed away, my friend came up behind me and hugged me. Like, he wasn't on my butt or nothing. You know, I know my ex watching, so, you know, I have to make sure I clarify. So I was sitting in a chair, a big, thick chair. He came up behind me and did like this. Wasn't nowhere near breast or nothing. So he hugged me from behind. And it's like all the weight that I had been carrying because I had held it in. It's like I had been holding my breath most of the day and everything. He came up behind me and hugged me and just the tears just started flowing. Everybody looking at me like, what is wrong with them? What is wrong with them? Like, he really is a true friend to me. We ain't never done nothing and all of that. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, my ex thinks that you can't have a platonic friendship with somebody without screwing them. My thing is, it's a choice if I want to screw somebody. It's a choice if you want to screw somebody. But he and I have never been together, ain't never kissed. The only thing we've done was hug as friends, and that's it. I don't have the slightest interest in him, like, at all. So the fact that a hug, like I keep trying to tell y'all, a simple hug made all the difference. Like, I felt so much better after that hug. And like, it really, I don't know what it is. A hug really be doing something. I told him, like, from now on, like, you feel like that, don't sit up there and have to go and get admitted into the hospital. Like, that's a bill for no reason. Then you barely working as it is because of how stressed you have become over this situation. I said, you could have got a hug. We need to start walking or something. We're going to have to start walking together, doing something so that you can relieve your stress. Talk about it, get it out, do what you need to do. So obviously, y'all, you know, whatever he does tell me, depending on how deep it is or whatever, depending on what it is, I might not tell y'all all the specifics, but I will try to keep y'all updated. But yeah, he told me it's over with. Like, after I tried to convince him to, you know, do marital counseling and all that stuff, he was like, ain't nothing else, ain't nothing can help this. It's done. It's got to happen. We got to get divorced. I'm moving out. All of this. I'm tired. It's just too much. So I was like, dang, what in the world? I can tell he hadn't really been eating like that. And so almost every day I try to reach out to him and say a little something to him. One day I reached out to him and I sent him that, I think it's called No More Rain by Angie Stone. I sent that to him. And I told him that it's a song that I listened to a lot on repeat when my last relationship ended or whatever. I didn't tell him that part because we haven't gotten to that level yet. When we finally do have a good sit down or whatever, and we could hash everything out so I could talk to him about what I've been through versus what he's been through. Because I keep trying to tell him, like, you don't know. I've been through a whole lot in my life. I probably know how you're feeling, exactly how you're feeling in this moment, because of whatever it is that you're going through. So we'll see though, once he starts revealing things to me. But I sent that song to him. I told him that I had it on repeat. I've been through a lot of things and I can now listen to that song without crying. Despite the fact that I did not cry over the ending of my relationship, like, at all. I did not cry over him. God, thank the Lord. Did not cry over him, not one time. I just listen to music. Like, and he's big on music. So that's one thing he and I have in common. That's why I'm like, dang, why could I never find anybody that likes the same stuff I like on a level that I do? Like, I want to be able to be with somebody that they want to go to these music situations with me. instead of, I mean, I love going with my friend, but I want to actually go with my man. You know what I'm saying? To stuff like that. Because I be wanting to get up and dance and stuff with my man and on my man and all of that, depending on what's going on. Like, they be having songs that I'm like, man, if I had a man, I'd be dancing up on them. But, you know what I'm saying? So, I will just keep y'all updated on what's going on with that. But it's been very sad. And like I said, I started to see the signs. And I'm just like, I really don't want to come into work and see no big picture of him up there. They talking about something happened to him. Like he didn't hurt himself. And he's no longer here. I would never be able to live with myself if that were to happen. And I'm supposed to be cool with you. We're supposed to be friends and all this. So he actually does respond to me. He was like, you're a good friend. Thank you so much. I tried to offer to take him out to eat. He was like, no, not right now. I got so much going on, but another time. Because I've told him, I could tell you ain't really been eating. Like, I could tell. So he was like, no, I mean, not right now. That's nice of you, but not right now. I got a lot of stuff going on. So I'm like, okay. So I'm gonna stay on him because I need him to fight through this. I would love for him to get through this storm and be able to overcome it and say, you know what, I got through that. I did that. So, you know, eventually I know he is going to open up to me and tell me the specifics of what's going on, because for you to sit up here and really be like, he really would come to work and clock right back out, because he just like, I can't, I'm so focused on what is going on in my personal life. Like, that's how bad it's been. I'm just like, Lord, for me, I work through what I'm going through. So, but anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I had to give y'all a little update on what's been going on at work in that particular situation. I guess I'll be back Sunday or Monday, maybe sooner. All right, y'all take care. Bye.